Alright, so I'm going viral on purpose, intentionally. If that's not a hook, I don't know what is. So this is the weekly recap video. This is my second week of doing this intentionally. I'm, I think, around 50 days into intentionally pushing the algorithm to its limit and seeing what I can do with it. And so far, I've broken through on Facebook and YouTube. And if I've been waiting for this moment for years. So this video is basically going to be about a few different things. I have my outline right there, and that's it. I'm just going to talk off the top of my head. I want to talk about first my trauma. So one thing that I think is really important is that everyone understands it, understands where it came from, understands what to do with it once they know what they're doing. So for me, mine has been a insecurity with regards to relationships. And what I mean by that, my original trigger was with a friend of mine when I was in first grade, and I was good friends with him, and I felt like we were, best friends. Well, like, there was a new kid that came into our class that he wanted to spend time with, and I felt betrayed. I didn't have the necessary skill set to deal with the emotions at that time, and I basically built a fortress around myself. I said, I'm never going to have my feelings hurt ever again. I'm not going to let this ever happen again. And basically, I shut myself out from developing deep and meaningful relationships easily. And over the course of my life, I basically hid myself one way or another. And what happened was I would try to say that I had dreams or say that I wanted to do things that no one had ever done, and I would always be disregarded and told that, that's not possible, you can't do that. And whenever I got older, anytime you talk about having dreams as an adult man, then you're a narcissist and you're grandiose and anything aside from actually smart. And it's something that my entire life I've had to basically, I don't know the right word, reduce my potential to match the people around me. And I didn't realize it for the longest time that I'm a mirror, essentially. And I emit a frequency that I've never been another person, but it seems to be something that they have a lot of feelings about. And it's limited my ability to make relationships with people. And I've been told that I'm intimidating my entire life. I'm, cold, and that's not the real me at all. The real me, my favorite thing is to just have fun and just play and be a kid. That's why I love spending time with my kids. That's why I love spending time with my wife. I love doing all those things. And my entire life, I wasn't able to develop significant relationships with people because of my trauma. Because I didn't want to hurt their feelings, because that would hurt my feelings. So I bent over backwards for everyone, every single time, forever. My doctrine was, I would rather be loved than right. Forever. So basically, what happens in your mind is you have this field of thought, essentially, where you go, here's what I'm really thinking, here's what I really feel, but it doesn't match the reality of the other person's perspective. And it creates dissonance, it creates stress, it creates pain. You want to get out, you want to express yourself, you want to be who you really are. And the reality of it is that in order to find your person, and what I mean by that is not your soulmate, like you're going to marry them, but your person that you just start talking one day and you never stop. And you always flow and you always respect each other's boundaries. Those type of relationships are one in a million. I feel like I've met thousands of people now, and when you find those ones that fit your mind perfectly, that is what I believe like the pinnacle of friendship really is. The rest of friendship that we have it's very surface level, it's very transactional, and the depth isn't there because the depth requires investment. And the only way to kind of skip to the end of the investment is to meet somebody that already feels the same way that you do, that thinks similar to you, but also complements your weaknesses with their strengths and vice versa, so you can both grow from each other. So, yeah, it took me, honestly, up until this last year to really get over my fear of disappointing people or making people feel bad, because I wanted to express myself. And what ends up happening is that you start realizing that nobody knows everything. Everyone puts on a show like they think they know everything. But the second you start asking, why do you do this? Why do you do that? What's happiness? Why do you go to work? Why don't you have enough money already to retire? Why don't you know the exact amount that you need and invest and do everything you can to build a business or build some type of other income? Why live paycheck to paycheck forever? It's all just math and a system that you can write out. You can literally write out how much everything's going to cost, what you want to do for the rest of your life, what could come up, what your dreams are, and you can build them every moment of every single day. For some reason, I've always seen the world that way. I've always seen it as a pattern, a story. My consciousness is very narrative driven, very story driven, where there's always a flow to it. Like, I always see the hard parts as opportunities for improvement, just every single time. And you get to a point where you stop seeing problems because you understand so many different things. You just do it your entire life. And in the past few weeks, talking with a lot of people and really hearing about what their consciousness experience feels like, you realize that a lot of people live very I don't know if emotional is the right word, but it is the logic gets reduced to a point where it's almost like autopilot. And it's interesting that people basically just repeat the same patterns over and over and over and over again. You can go in a comment section, you can go pretty much anywhere on the internet, and you're going to see the same patterns over and over. It's just copies of copies of copies, the same regurgitated things perpetually. And no one really knows. It's just a show. And the second you start getting them to reveal their show, the more they start realizing that they don't really understand it. They don't understand the body they live in exactly the way that they should. They don't know how to control their feelings and their environment. They don't know that it's even possible to do those things. And it makes me wonder, if you don't have control of your body entirely, then what does it mean to be an adult? If you cannot internally regulate, then isn't that very similar to what a child would be like still? It really begs the question of, how do you define an adult if you're still not able to emotionally regulate yourself? Alright, so the way that I got over my trauma was, here's the scary part. I had to be told that I was not going to be validated, loved, or hugged by someone that I love very much. They made it blatantly clear that I could beg for the rest of my life and it was not going to happen. And in that moment, something switched in my head. I did it again. I said, I'm never going to be hurt ever again, but this time I'm in control. I have control of this mind, and now I cannot let anybody that isn't me hurt me. It's always been that way. I'm just aware of it now. And I see every situation as an opportunity for improvement. That's my trauma story. And I may play it off like it's not that big a deal, but for me, I had to hide myself. And hiding yourself in public and in private, who you are, it is trauma. It makes you doubt and not even want to be a part of this reality. It makes you wish for anything but what you have. So this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm creating my dreams every single day. So the going viral story. This is something that I've been studying since about 2019. And I've studied every big YouTuber, every big everything. I've paid for coaching on the subject, and basically, it's hard work. It literally is. Um, if you look at my page, go dissect it. Go through everything. Literally look through every single thing. My pin post has most of the clues. You can solve it. It's not that hard. The hard part is coming here every single day and doing it over and over and over again. Never stop. Especially when the algorithm has little hacks and tricks built into it that you don't figure out. But I figured them out. And my results speak for themselves. You can see the graphs all over the place. You can see that I like to say Babe Ruthed it. I don't remember what day it was, but I've had a couple graph posts where I saw the run up and I saw the breakout, and then I saw the level off, and now I'm averaging 10,000 views a day. My original breakout was 15,000, and it's consistent now, and I know exactly how I did it. The algorithm didn't do me any favors, I assure you. So that's something that it's like I've memorized so many systems across so many different I don't know the right word, industries. And when you put them all together, you can reverse engineer basically anything. So I will continue sharing that story. I have another way of showing it visually. I want to make some amazing videos and turn this into the story of our generation. This guy that just randomly decided to go viral, so we did, and then he was showing it while he was doing it. It's amazing. It's an amazing story. My Facebook, it is the story of a lifetime from my perspective. Uh, I can see every day how much engagement I get, yet how few comments and how many likes I get. It's wild. The engagement is somewhere in the range of what you'd have with like 150,000 followers, but if you look, it doesn't move. um, and then my followers, it's been stuck between 54,400 and 54 like 45, and it just keeps going up and down. I don't ever actually gain followers. It's kind of interesting, but I'm perpetually gaining views and engagement. So the silent majority, I know you're out there. And I understand why you don't engage. It's no hard feelings. I get it. So plans for the future. So I want to do a Sunday recap like this every single week. I want to do much more elaborate ones, more than just me looking at myself in a forward-facing camera. So Sunday, I'm going to drop a massive post in the morning. And then if you look at the one I did this morning, it's a perfect example. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun playing every role at the same time and basically put on a show. I love it. I love the art that I'm doing here. So Sunday, that's it. That post, and then I want everyone to help boost it as hard as possible. If you're into this viral story and you can help do that, like, comment, share it. Just on Sunday, that's all we're doing is boosting one post in the morning just to play the algorithm. If you're in, that would be epic. The second, Saturdays, it's going to be just my reels, piles of reels. I found out that if I do shorts, I can do at least 20 in a week. It's easy. And post them on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram simultaneously. And the reach is going to be exponential. I have enough material. I have everything I need. I'm good to go. I've got all the time in the world. This is me living my dream, and I'm not going to give up. It's not going to happen. So if you're here, if you're seeing this, I want you to come along for the ride. If there's any video ideas that you have, I'll make them just like I'm doing this one, or I can make bigger ones. Like if a lot of people want me to make something, I will make any video. I'll make any post about any topic. Right now, I'm really interested in unraveling the self-help industry, and I'm very anti-guru, very anti-sales funnel, very anti all those things. So I'm going around just dropping every single pearl of wisdom in comment sections on those like automated pages on Instagram, and I just want to see what happens. It's interesting just being a disruptor, seeing what you can do to change the way people see things, because I see it as a click funnel. I see it as it takes your email, they put you on a marketing list, they get in your head, they make you think they have all the solutions to everything. You go in there, you find out it's a course with some patterns that are just reworded their version of it, and you can't do the work because it's not worded the way that you need it, and you're not processing it the way that you need it for your own language. And you end up not being able to do it and then blaming them, even though they're going to blame you. In reality, it's you because you picked a system that doesn't work for you. And you thought that it would because they had really good marketing. So is that fair? So I'm going to be intentionally dropping as much value on these types of systems as often as possible, just because I think it is hilarious how blatant the disrespect it is to the general public. It is beyond ridiculous that these people have these profiles and want to make it look like they're the one doing it. But you couldn't message them and get a response if your life depended on it. It will never happen. I've been doing it for 3 weeks with big profiles. I have not gotten a single response. It doesn't matter what you say. They do not care. And I just think it's fun. It's fun to save the screenshots, and someday we'll make a video of, oh yeah, remember that one time when I barely had anything going and I knew I was going viral, and I decided that it would be funny to reach out to all these gurus and let them know I'm coming, and then post the video later on of like, oh, Dave's here to stay. Oh dang, that is, whoa, he called that shot. Wow, he put in his bat right at center field and he hit it. Wow. Yeah, that's the kind of dream world that I live in. It isn't because I want validation or anything. I do not care. I do not care at all. I'm going to build this to the moon and beyond regardless of what anyone does. And I'm happy that you're here. I've been waiting for this moment my entire life. I've been learning every skill my entire life. I've been doing everything I possibly can my entire life. This is hard work. This is me living my dream life every single day now. So thank you for being part of it. If you have anything to say, ask, question, drop it in the comments. I'm here. I'll be around. You'll see me.